Welcome back to my new video. Myself, Professor Pinkesh J. Patel from the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. The journey of this college started in the field of engineering and technology as per the guideline of AICTE, that is the All India Council for Technical Education, New Delhi, in 2004, and MDTER is approved by AICTE, New Delhi, and affiliated to GTU, that is the Gujarat Technological University, Ahmedabad. This institute is located at South Gujarat in peaceful and pollution-free environment of the western region of the country. The MGTER aims to provide value-based education. The motive behind to provide quality technical education at people's doorstep at an affordable cost. Not only studious activities, but there are many extracurricular activities like state level tech fairs, different sport activities and cultural activity held during the year at MGTER for the overall improvement of the student. Today I will start with the subject of Power System 1 having a subject code of 3140914 BE 3rd year 5th sem. So today I will start with the new chapter, that is the chapter number 4, Power Factor and Power Factor Improvement of the Load. So this is the flow of the contents: power factor triangle, causes of low power factor, disadvantages of low power factor improvement equipment, calculations of power factor correction, most economical power factor, and examples that is based on the power factor. So today firstly I will start with the power factor. The definition of the power factor, that is the cosine of the angle between voltage and current in an AC circuit, is known as the power factor. So if we can go through a AC circuit, so the electrical energy is generated, transmitted and distributed in the form of alternating current. So therefore power factor comes in the picture. So most of the load in the AC circuit, that is the induction motor, arc lamp, which is considered as a inductive load and having a power factor of lagging power factor. The low power factor is highly undesirable as it causes an increase in the current, then resulting in the additional losses of active power in all the elements of the power system, from the power station generator down to the utilization devices. So in an AC circuit there is generally a phase difference phi between voltage and current. The term that is considered as a cos phi, which is considered as a power factor. If the circuit is inductive, the current lags behind the voltage and the power factor is referred to as lagging power factor. If the circuit having a capacitive load, so in that case current lead the voltage by some angle, which is considered as leading current. Now consider the figure. In that case, firstly voltage which is drawn over here and it is taken as a reference wave. Then after current, that is considered as a lagging behind the voltage by phi angle, because if we will go for the inductive load, so for that having a current that is lagging behind the voltage by some angle and its resultant value which is given by AB. So consider an inductive circuit taking a lagging current I from the supply voltage V, which is shown inside the figure, where the angle of the lag behind the phi. The phasor diagram of the circuit which is shown in the figure. The current I can be divided into two categories. First one, that is the I cos phi, that is in phase with V, which is shown over here, in phase with the V, whereas second one, that is the I sin phi, that is the out of phase with the V, because V having a direction that is in this way, where I sin phi which is perpendicular to the V, so we can say that is out of phase with the V. The component I cos phi is known as active or wattful component, whereas component I sin phi is called the reactive or wattless component. The reactive component is a measure of the power factor. If the reactive component is small, the phase angle phi is small, and hence the power factor, that is the cos phi, will be high. Therefore, a circuit having a small reactive current, that is the I sin phi, will have the high power factor and vice versa. So it may be noted that the value of power factor can never be more than the unity. So if the value of the power factor, that is the up to a 0.2, so for that having a cos, that should be very high. So it is usual practice to attach the word lagging or leading with the numerical value of the power factor to signify whether the current lags or lead the voltage. If the circuit has a power factor of 0.5 and the current lags the voltage, we generally write power factor as 0.5 lagging. Sometimes power factor is expressed as a percentage, thus 0.8 lagging power factor may be expressed as 80% lagging. So this is all the things regarding to the power factor. Now we are going for the power factor triangle. So firstly, just consider the figure having a triangle having a OAB which is come inside the triangle. The analysis of the power factor can be made in terms of power factor by the AC circuit. So if each side of the current triangle, that is given by OAB, and whole term which is multiplied by voltage V, then we will get the power triangle, that is the OAB, which is shown inside the figure. So OA, that is given by the equation of VI cos phi. OA having a equation of VI cos phi, which represents the active power which is measured in terms of watts or kilowatt. Second one, that is the AB, which is given by VI sin phi, which represent the reactive power which is measured in terms of VAR or kVAR. VAR, that is the volt ampere reactive. And third component, that is the OB, which is given by VI, which represent the apparent power in VA or kVA, that is the volt ampere or kilovolt ampere. So from this figure there are many points that is considered. First one, that is the apparent power in an AC circuit has two components, that is the active and reactive power at right angles to each other. So if we can apply the Pythagoras theorem, then having a equation OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square, where OB, that is equal to apparent power. So apparent power square is equal to active power square plus reactive power square. Then apparent power which is measured in terms of kVA, so kVA square is equal to active power which is measured in terms of kilowatt, so kilowatt square plus reactive power which is measured in terms of kVAR whole square. So from that we can go for the equation power factor cos phi, that is equal to OA upon OB. If we can applying the cos phi, so we will get the equation OA upon OB. So OA, that is equal to active power and OB is equal to apparent power. So we will get the equation for the power factor cos phi is equal to kilowatt kW upon kVA. Same way, the power factor of the circuit may also be defined as the active power to the apparent power. So this is the definition of the power factor. First definition for the power factor, that is the cosine of the angle in between voltage and current, which is considered as a phi, which is already shown inside the figure. Second definition, that is the cos phi, that is equal to kW upon kVA, that is the ratio of active power to the apparent power. Now we are going for the further procedure. Third step, that is the lagging reactive power is responsible for the low power factor. It is clear from the power triangle that smaller the reactive power component, the higher is the power factor of the circuit. So now we will apply the sin phi sign inside power triangle. So we will get the equation sin phi is equal to kVAR upon kVA. So if we can try to write in terms of tan phi, so we will write kVAR is equal to kW tan phi. So this is regarding to the power triangle. Now fourth step that we will get from the power factor triangle, that is for the leading current, the power triangle becomes reverse. This fact that provide a key to the power factor improvement. If a device taking a leading reactive power, that is we will connect a capacitor in parallel with the inductive load is connected in parallel with the load, then the lagging reactive power of the load will be partly neutralize the effect of reactive power. So the power factor of this circuit can be defined as a following a first one, that is the cosine of the angle in between voltage and current, that is the first definition. Then second one, that is the power factor cos phi is equal to R by Z, that is the ratio of resistance to the impedance. And third definition, that is the VI cos phi divided by VI, that is the ratio of active power to the apparent power. So this is regarding to the power factor triangle. So now we will go for the one example. We will assume that the power relation in a AC circuit with an example. Suppose a circuit draws a current of 10 ampere at a voltage of 200 volt and its power factor is 0.8 lagging. So what's my aim? We have to calculate apparent power, active power and reactive power. So the equation for the apparent power, that is the VI, so value of voltage, that is the 200 volt, and value of current, that is the 10 ampere. So we will get the answer apparent power is equal to 200 VA. Now go for the second one, that is the active power. So active power having a equation VI cos phi, so V, that is the 200, I is equal to 10 and cos phi, that is equal to 0.8 lagging, which is given inside the problem. So we will get the answer, that is the 1600 watt. And last one, that is the reactive power. So reactive power which is given by VI sin phi. So again try to put the value of VI and sin phi in that equation. If we will know the equation of if we will know the value of cos phi, then we easily get the value of sin phi, that is the cos phi is equal to cos inverse 0.8. So from that we will get the value of phi, then put the whatever the value of phi, on that you just apply the sign, so we will get the value of sin phi. So for the reactive power we will get the answer of 1200 VAR, that is the volt ampere reactive. So the circuit receives an apparent power of 2000 VA and is able to convert only 1600 watts into active power, whereas the reactive power is 1200 watt and does not useful work. It is the flows into the out of the circuit periodically. In fact, reactive power is a liability on the source because the source has to supply an additional current which is given by I sin phi. Now we are going for the causes of low power factor. So mostly having a three category for the causes of the low power factor. First one, that is the most of the AC motors are of induction type. It may be a single phase or it may be a three phase induction motor which have low lagging power factor. This motor work at a power factor which is extremely small on light load, having a value that is around 0.2 to 0.3 and resist to 0.8 to 0.9 at full load. So if we will go for the AC circuit, so most of the load which is considered as a inductive load, and if we will go for the inductive load, so in that case we can say that having a value of current that is the lagging behind the voltage by 90 degree. So if having a power factor that is in terms of lagging condition, so having we will say that having a value of power factor that is very small. So this is one of the reason for the low power factor. Now we will go for the second one, that is the arc lamps, electric discharge lamps and industrial heating furnaces operate at low lagging power factor. So these are the different kind of equipment which is made of different kind of coil, and coil, whenever coil come in the picture, having a it is made of a inductor, and inductors having a current that is lagging behind the voltage, and from that we will say that having a value of power factor that is less. So this is again one of the reason for the low power factor. And last reason, that is the load on the power system is varying, being high during morning and evening and low at other times. So during low load period, supply voltage is increased, which increases the magnetization current. This result in the decrease in power factor. So there is a one more reason for the low power factor, that is the magnetization current, and which is come inside the during the some period of the time per day. If we can say during if per day having a some time, in that case having a value of voltage that is much high, and for that we can say that having a value of magnetization current which is high, which results in lower power factor. So this is regarding to the causes of low power factor. Now we are going for the next theory, that is the disadvantages of low power factor. So if we will go for the disadvantages of the low power factor, so having mainly 5 components. First one, that is the large kVA rating of equipment. Then second one, that is the greater conductor size. Third one, that is the large copper losses. Fourth one, poor voltage regulation. And last one, that is the reduced handling capacity of the system. So the power factor, that is an important role for the AC circuit. So as we all know, the equation for the power for the single phase supply, that is the P is equal to VL IL cos phi. Then if we will try to arrange the equation, so the equation that is become IL is equal to P upon VL cos phi, and for the 3-phase supply having the equation for the power, that is the P is equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi. So the IL that is equal to P upon root 3 VL cos phi. So from this equation it is clear that if having a value of power and voltage that is the fixed, then the load current is inversely proportional to the power factor. So the having a equation that may written as P is equal to root 3 VI cos phi, that is the equation for the 3-phase supply, and for the single phase supply having a equation P is equal to VI cos phi only. So from this equation it is clear that lower the power factor, then higher the value of load current, and if we can say then lower the load current, then higher the value of power factor. So the power factor less than the unity results in many disadvantages. So we will start with the first one, that is the larger kVA rating of the equipment. So the electrical equipment like alternators, then the transformer and switch gear, which can be expressed in terms of rating, that is the kVA. So as we all know the equation cos phi is equal to kW upon kVA. Cos phi is equal to kW upon kVA. So from this equation it is clear that kVA is equal to kW upon cos phi. So it is clear from that equation the kVA rating of the equipment is inversely proportional to the power factor. The smaller the power factor, then larger rating for the individual equipment. Therefore, at low power factor, the kVA rating of the equipment has to be made more, making the equipment larger and the cost of that equipment that is high. So this is regarding to the larger kVA rating of the equipment. Now we will go for the second one, that is the greater the conductor size. So the to transmit or distribute a fixed amount of power at constant voltage, the conductor will have to carry more current at low power factor. So if we will go for the equation P is equal to root 3 VI cos phi, and having a for an example we will take for the single phase supply and having an input of 10 kilowatt on full load, the terminal voltage being 250 volt and unity power factor, then the full load current that is become 40 ampere based on the equation of P is equal to VI, and we will get the answer of 40 ampere. Now go for the second case. In that case, just assume the value of power factor that is around 0.8, and we will get the answer 12.5 ampere. If we will go for the kVA input, would be 10 divided by 0.8 based on the equation of cos phi is equal to kW upon kVA, having a cos phi that is equal to 0.8 and kW that is we have assumed the 10. So 10 kilowatt divided by 0.8, so we will get the answer 12.5, and the current input, that is we will get the 50 ampere based on the equation of P is equal to VI. So if the motor is worked at a lower power factor, that is around 0.8, the cross sectional area of the supply cables and motor conductors would have to be based upon a current of 50 ampere rather than a 40 ampere which is required for the unity power factor. So this is regarding to the greater conductor size. Now go for the third step, that is the larger copper losses. The larger current at low power factor causes more I square losses in all the elements of the supply system. This results in poor efficiency. So as we all know the equation for the single phase supply, P is equal to VI cos phi. So I, that is inversely proportional to the cos phi. So if the circuit having a lower power factor, which results in higher current that is flowing through the circuit, and if the circuit having a higher value of the current, then the losses which is given by P is equal to I square R losses. So if the circuit having a high value of the current, which results in larger copper losses which is take place. So at the end we will say that having a poor efficiency. Go for the fourth step, that is the poor voltage regulation. So the larger current at low power factor causes greater voltage drop in alternator, then transformer, then transmission line and distribution line, which result in decrease in the voltage at the supply end and impairing the performance of the utilization devices. So in order to keep the receiving end voltage within the permissible limits, extra equipment like voltage regulator that may require at the supply end. So this is one of the disadvantages of the low power factor. We will require extra voltage regulator at the supply end. And last one, that is the reduced handling capacity of the system. So the lagging power factor reduces the handling capacity of all the elements of the system, because the reactive component of the current which prevents the full utilization of the installed capacity. So in this way, low power factor which can affect to the reduce the effect for the low power factor. So this is the disadvantages of the low power factor. So if the circuit having a low power factor, so how we will improve the power factor improvement? So for that we will go for the one of the circuit. So the low power factor is mainly due to the fact that most of the power loads are inductive and therefore the lagging current. So in order to improve the power factor, there are some of the device which can provide a leading current that we will get by connecting a capacitor in parallel with the load. The capacitor which will draw a leading current and partly or completely neutralizes the lagging reactive component of the load current. So this can increases the power factor of the load. So now firstly just assume the one figure, that's your figure number 1. In that case, one load, that is the RL load, which is connected with the with the supply, and current flowing through the circuit which is given by I. Now go for the second figure. In that case, there are two loads which is connected over there. First load, the main current that is flowing through the circuit, that is given by I dash, and it can divide it into two category. First one, that is the IC, that is current flowing through the capacitor, and second current that is flowing through the RL load. So current flowing through the capacitance, that is given by IC. The capacitance C is connected in parallel with the load. The capacitance draw current IC, which leads the supply voltage by 90 degree. The resultant line current I dash is the phasor sum of I and IC. So that we will show inside the figure number 3. So firstly, as a reference voltage, as a reference we will take a voltage that is on the x axis. Then if we will go for the inductive load, so for that current lagging behind the voltage by the angle of phi 1. And if we will go for the second figure, and in that case if we will connect the capacitor across the RL load, so circuit capacitance having a role of the power factor, that is the current leading the voltage by 90 degree. So that's why IC which is drawn over here. So IC and I and its resultant value which is given by I dash, and its resultant value which is given by I dash. So it is clear that phi 2 is less than phi 1. Whatever the value of phi 1 which is decreased to phi 2. So from that we will say that cos phi 2 is greater than cos phi 1. Hence the power factor of the load is improved. So if the value of power factor which is in the decreasing, if the value of phase angle which is in the decreasing order, so we will say that having a value of power factor which is in the improving order. So there are following points that we will take from this figure. The circuit currents, that is I dash, and power factor correction is less than the original circuit current I. The second one, that is the active or wattful components remains the same before and after the power factor correction, because only the lagging reactive component is reduced by the capacitor, which is given by I cos phi 1 is equal to I dash cos phi 2. The lagging reactive component is reduced after power factor improvement and is equal to the difference between lagging reactive component of the load, which is given by I sin phi 1, and capacitor current IC. So that is given by I dash sin phi 2, that is equal to I sin phi 1 minus IC. So I cos phi 1 is equal to I dash cos phi 2, and if we will multiply the voltage on the both sides, so we will get the equation Vi cos phi 1 is equal to Vi dash cos phi 2. There is not any effect on the active power. Therefore the active power remains unchanged due to the power factor improvement. Now go for the next step, that is the I dash sin phi 2. I dash sin phi 2 is equal to I sin phi 1 minus IC. If we will multiply the voltage on the both sides, then we will get the equation Vi dash sin phi 2 is equal to Vi sin phi 1 minus VIC. So after power factor correction, lagging kVAR before the power factor correction minus leading kVAR of the equipment, that we will get from this equation. So this is regarding to the power factor improvement. So there are some of the question which is asked inside the GTU papers. First one, that is the why is there phase difference between voltage and current in an AC circuit? Explain the concept of power factor. Second one, that is the discuss the disadvantages of the low power factor. Third one, that is the explain the causes of low power factor of the supply system. Fourth one, that is they discuss the various methods of power factor improvement. And fifth one, that is they derive an expression for the most economical value of power factor which may attain by a consumer. So these are the some of the equation which is very most important from the GTU exam. So from this lecture we will learn about a power factor, then what is the definition of the power factor, power factor triangle, then the disadvantages of the low power factor, then causes of low power factor, then power factor improvement. So in the next lecture, we will go for the power factor improvement equipment. There are the different kind of equipment which can be used for the power factor improvement. Then after we will go for the calculation of the power factor correction, then importance of power factor improvement, then most economical power factor, then meeting the increased kilowatt demand of the power station, and last one, that is the example that is based on the power factor. Thank you.